All right. So today, earlier on, I think you watched the show,
I did.
right?
Oh my god.
The Honest Bunch. Shout out to the Honest Bunch.
I
I
love that
do react to
podcast.
their video quite a bit.
Yeah.
But they were having discussion about romance, no finance, no romance. Another talking point. Jesus. We will continue to dismantle it. What's your thoughts on no finance, no romance?
I think it's the generalizations for me. Okay. So they're saying that Nigerian women, typically, if you don't have money, they won't date you. They won't marry you.
Right. And by the way, it's not only in Nigeria that they say that. The men here are saying that as well.
I've heard them say it.
Right.
I'm like, that's ridiculous.
And it's so funny that they all think it's only their own little bubble where only people feel that way.
Right.
They all feel like all this part is in the Nigerian community is complaining the same thing.
They're saying the
People in
same
Uganda
about
are complaining of the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, people in Brazil too. Shout out to the passport bros are complaining of the same
Oh
thing.
my God.
But continue.
But this is my question to them when they say these things.
Yeah.
How come Nigeria is still one of the poorest nation in the world? If all the women are marrying for money, how come poor men are still having families?
And they are the one that impregnate people too much. Conductors are impregnating people
understand.
left and right. They're having 7, 8, 9 kids. A woman is having those 7, 8, 9 kids for them today, right now.
No finance, no romance. I have never collected a dime from a guy that I was dating.
Irony.
Yes. So I'm like, am I the only one? I've been life well.
Right.
So it's the generalization for me. I don't believe in it. Like I said earlier when we started the show, I think when people have bad experiences, they project that experience on other people and then it becomes this thing. I feel like these things are acted out in movies, in skits, and now it's going around that no, women, if you don't have money, they won't marry. Yet we have people having babies in the hood that they don't have anything. We have men here that have money that have no game. They don't have women.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense to me. I don't believe in that.
Yeah. So there's some nuances to it. No finance, no romance. How about some nuances? Yeah. Right. There's some nuances to it. I hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. There's some nuances to it, right?
Right.
The people that are creating this talking point are people that are recording at the courthouse that finances ends up on the top 3 reasons why divorces are happening. There are 3 things that tend to end up on that list, right? Infidelity, finance, irreconcilable differences. Some of them may fall down to 4 or 5 sometimes,
Right.
But and divorces, and the people that tend to be the loudest on the internet, empty barrels make the loudest noise. There are people that haven't taken the time to heal, people that want to save the rest of the world because they just gone through something, right? And they're the one having this conversation, and they tend to just finish it there. Say, so if a man comes out and he says, "My wife left me because I was broke," right? We were having money issues, and she couldn't withstand it anymore, right? If we have enough people saying that,
then it
becomes a generalized statement.
Exactly.
Right. Now, is there some truth to that?
Yes.
There's some
there
truth.
are marriages that break up because of that. But it's not all women.
Yes.
I don't like the old
So, I would say that financial instability
can affect your marriage.
Yes. And this is why. Not because of the money. This is why I keep calling them lame. I try to be nice, but sometimes people need me to call their attention by...
They need you to shame them?
They need me to call them stupid sometimes to get their attention. And
that's
sad.
That's
but it's just that deep, right? That sometimes they don't hear you until you call them stupid. But it's not stupid. I think a lot of people are going through this and they don't know what they don't know, right?
Right.
Number 1, certainty. You can replace that with security. If lack of finances start to make people feel unsafe and secure and make them feel like they're scared, yes, they may dump your ass. Does that translate to no romance, no finance? I guess.
Yes.
I guess,
the
right?
person that just got dumped.
Right. But the person got with you in the first place because of some reason. Why? Because you were rich? Maybe, right?
Or maybe they saw potential.
they saw potential and they now realize that
You just have an empty dream.
it's just empty.
I have a dream.
You're still trying to rap at the age of 56.
Right.
You want to become Jay-Z.
And they don't want to be part of that.
You're the same
dream
age.
no more.
You're the same age as Jay-Z, but you want to become a rapper.
Right. Or maybe because you're not realistic with your dreams.
Right.
I mean, and I encourage people to.
There's no food on the table.
Right.
It can stress out the emotional mind. And yes, you might end up on these streets calling people no romance, no finance. Or start generalizing, right?
True.
It's not about the finance. It's about this could be anything else that can make a person feel unsafe, insecure, and they will still dump you. So what happened there? Was it because of money? No, it wasn't because of money. It was because she's just for the streets, man. She went on a 20-day girls trip. Right? You will find an excuse because you don't go to the root of the issue. The root of the issue is certainty, variety, speaks to the boredom thing we talked about earlier. Significance, connection, growth, contribution. If these things are lacking in how your relationship is being comprehended by them, they might dump your ass. Can lack of finances create uncertainty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But when you end up at money, you end that conversation at money, then you will start to say things like no romance, no finance. So I guess there may be some truth to it, but I think if you internalize it too much, that can start growing other types of wings that you're not interested in. Right? If you start to look at women as they're just gold diggers. A lot of people say women are hypergamies. It's hypergamies. Women, how do you say it? Women are hypergamy. Yeah. What is that?
Marry Yorkshire. Whatever you want to call
Oh, you
it.
bullshit English.
That's what Sister B Auntie B was saying.
Yeah. Women are hypergamous. That's the word?
Hypergamous,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So people think that's about money. It's not about money. Okay. Money can be the storyteller in that, but it's not the money.
I don't think it's just about money. I think it's someone they can look up to.
They can look up to.
Respect.
That's it.
That makes them feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I always tell people money is like a tool. You can't just have money and feel like you can get anything you want. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. It's not always the surface talking point. You gotta dig a little deeper. But young folks they tend to be impressionable, and they just want to take anything they can relate with the quickest and run with it and call it the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Nah, bro, you lie. I'm looking for the soundtrack. You come the lie. Yeah, I'm looking for that. If you find it, let me know. Send that video to me. Right? So yeah, it's not about money. It's really never about money. There are certain types of people that what make them feel safe because of their experience is money. Okay, if you attract them, maybe you use money to attract them.
Yeah, so when you lose the money, they dump you.
Yes. So there's a lot there, I can say there's some truth to it. But if you are generalizing, I have to look at you sideways.
Yeah, like why is it you that is always
like
going through
Nedu,
that?
like
Nedu?
Yeah.
I'm like, why is it you? Why you? How are you moving?
I'm looking at you sideways if you're generalizing.
Moving?
Because what kind of women have you been attracting?
Exactly.
Ola, but you've been out of the game. Like, stop.
That's what they say. Oh, that's what they say.
Stop
Oh,
the
you
cap.
got married too young.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. You tell me this story. You tell me what you're experiencing all the time. So stop saying I've been out of the game. You actually tell me. You use your own mouth to tell me anyway. And when you tell me, you give me the answer inside of your own talk. The answer can never be generalizations anyway. It can't be. It just can't be. It's dishonest. It's a lie, and you're not telling. You're telling your own version of the truth, obviously.
Yeah.
But not lie. It's what you attract. Is how you attract them. You're gonna have to keep doing it to keep them around, right?
Yep.
So if it's so surface level and it's so shallow and it was money, you might have to do that. Are there other influences? Yes. Okay. Maybe she started watching Housewife of Atlanta last week and she found out that everybody's carrying Birkin's bag and now she wants it too. I'm like, hey, bro, that's one of a kind, How you react to that is everything,
Yeah.
So if she wants a Birkin's bag suddenly,
She can work for it now.
and that's the condition she gave you, that if you don't buy me a Birkin's bag right now, I will not stay married to you. If that's happened, then I'm sorry. I don't know I don't have the solution for that. because that's
Can help you.
that sounds like the exception, actually.
But most normal women, let me say that, because now most people
Right.
are normal. They're not like that. They're not just going to come out of the blue and
Right.
say they want a Birkin bag.
Right.
Okay.
Speak up, baby. The mic.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
people
I'm
say,
relaxed.
you
I like,
some-
I like to be chill.
You like your
all
soft
the time.
life.
Yeah. Yeah, most women, okay, or no, let me say most normal women, they won't come out of the blue and ask a man for a Birkin.
Right. And if you're not attracting normal women, if you're on Instagram chasing
Baby girls.
four corner booties, I don't know. I can't help you.
Baby girls.
Right?
So
I can't
fun.
help you. But let's keep talking. We're talking some real life stuff. Can your wife leave you because of money?
Yes.
But money is the surface, is the symptom. There are other things that are deeper going on there. That's all I'm trying to say. And the fact that you haven't realized that is another, like, whoa, no wonder. Of course they left you, But sorry, I know it happens in real life to good people, to good men, right?
Good man.
We'll be right back. Actually, I can hear it. All right. Welcome back. All right. Sex schedule in marriage.
Sex schedule in marriage.
Sex schedule in marriage. So, one of the things when we first featured on TB's platform,
Yes.
there was that 48-hour thing. Some people are here because of that. They are still
Are you for real?
They're still fantasizing about it.
Yeah.
Still fantasizing like, yeah, I want to do it. Like, you want to do it.
Like, how do you make that work? It's doable.
You want to do every 48 hours, right?
No, wait. Are people trying to say they can't do every 48 hours? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, but
Okay.
when you say that, just like any talking point, somebody took that and registered here, and it's supposed to be every 48 hours.
No,
Indefinitely.
there's lapses sometimes. For example, a woman has time that she has a period.
How long
Okay.
is that typically? I don't even know what the average is for
Some
average
people it's 3
woman.
days, some people it's 5 days. I think I've even had 7 days too.
Mm-hmm.
So in those moments, clearly every 48 hours is not gonna work.
Yeah, the 48 hours thing, but that's only for how many days? 3 to 5 days in a month?
For me, it's 3 days.
Was that average for women?
I'm not sure what the average is.
Okay, all right.
I
So
cannot speak.
let's just say blank out about 4 or 5 days of the month.
Let's
of
just
the-
say
of
yeah,
the
block
30
like
days in a
week
month,
of it.
right?
Yeah.
So the rest of it is what we're talking about.
right.
Every 48 hours,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is that reasonable? Is that ideal? Should anyone be looking forward to that? Is that or what does that look like in real life? Now we already see some people were married, you already say, 48 hours. Like-
48 kidney. Well, again, so it depends. So for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
the
She has said
48
7 or annoying ass days.
Wow.
Over here.
So that's very long. Yeah.
Sorry,
I
baby.
feel
Let
for
me
you.
read my brother's. He said, Mr. Ola, some couples are debating ring and how much it should cost, as well as how much wedding should cost. Why should people enter extra basic? Because
Real talk.
real talk, right?
On.
If you're having that conversation, is bad.
Oh,
The
Lord.
issues are deeper. You need to go back to the real issues.
Wow.
No one should be debating with you how much ring should cost. It should be how much you want it to cost. But anyway,
Yeah, you can
and
bill.
avoid all the articles on the internet about that too.
You should bill. Yeah.
Obviously, it's not that simple.
Maybe
That's why
that
they're
person
asking.
is not the person for you.
Hey.
If you ask me to marry you
Mm-hmm.
and I'm worried about how much you paid for that ring,
Yeah, like why?
It's somehow. I don't know. Call me a traditional woman, but for me, it's
I
not
don't
making
know.
sense.
It should be at least 10 grand.
Eh?
Oh, it should be
So I can show off for my friends.
So for I'm sorry.
And by the way, when I got my ring, I was hella shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We're not gonna tell them how much it was. Either.
Oh my god! I was like, wow.
We're not telling. Right, because that you didn't even know proposal was coming.
I didn't even know.
Anyway, that's that. So about the sex schedule, how does that look like? Let's just say given 30 days. What does that look like in real life? Right? Because when you say that, I want us to be aware that when you say that, right, people think it's supposed to be like that. There's a man here right now. The Holy Spirit is telling him, say, your mates are doing it every 48 hours. We know that. We know after all there's a few days that you are doing the alejo, the stranger thing. But
for me,
right? What would you say to that guy?
No, don't even do that. That's not fair. Comparing, that will kill your marriage. You can't compare. Now, that's why I want to say that it depends on the couples, right? So for me personally, those are times that we are bonding together. I enjoy it. You enjoy it. We take the time out. I don't want to have kerewa with bad energy or because it's a duty. For me, it's not a duty. It's not. I have to enjoy it. If I'm not having fun, it's not happening. And call me crazy when I'm not gonna lie down there and be punished.
What if I made you lie down there?
You cannot make me lie down, Kojo. I know. I know what I want. Exactly.
Your mates
so
are
me,
doing.
Do you like
somebody heard you on Antipodos Day that day? You know. Yeah, the Holy Spirit is telling me somebody heard you, and and they were like, your mates, Mr. Ola over there is enjoying. Can you go and ask her how she does it?
It's also the way.
If I told you that, if I was the one that heard that on the podcast and I came to tell you, what would you say?
You won't get any. For the next 2 weeks, I'll make sure it's closed because you're not paying attention. Obviously, why do I wanna continuously kerewa with you?
Because it's duty and responsibility.
Was
that a trick question?
No, it's not.
Was that a trick question?
It's not. It is a question for you.
Was that a trick question?
For you. Yeah.
Okay, this is the moment I choose to go with it's a duty and responsibility.
No, it's because I feel safe and secure. It's because you're my best friend. It's because I love you, because I enjoy doing it.
Right.
It's not because I'm being forced to. Anything that you being forced to do, you will rebel against. Okay? So the word
now
duty,
or later.
The word duty, automatically, I'm sorry. I know that's how marriage maybe is a duty, but for me, this
is default duty responsibility is not enough to carry marriage. Okay, it's just you're going to do duty and responsibility in marriage anyway. I don't know why we have to force our throat out of our neck.
Why would you want that kind of kerewa from someone? Right. Some kind of duty kerewa. It's not gonna be fun. Right.
We're soft. We want kerewa in a way that we enjoy. But anyway, let me say this. To this topic, right? Sex schedule in marriage. I think it can happen a lot every 48 hours. It can. But the idea of holding your feet to the fire that it must be that way, it's just not realistic.
You'll feel.
On Men of Prestige here, we talked about once a week by professionals is considered healthy.
Oh, once a week?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
But just like you can't use the 48 hours, you can't use that against me.
I
want 3 times a day.
I switch it once a week.
3 times a day.
I'm like, whoa, right. That's good to hear.
So it's about people. The problem with marriages and relationships these days is that people push the extreme, and this thing is never extreme. It's just think about you when you want to indulge in a small cake. Just you as a human being. Now you and this other person are one now. So for a while, it's going to take work for you to realize that sometimes they want to indulge in a little bad behavior sometimes. Something you would consider bad because at the end of the day, you're still a different individual, right?
Right.
But you have a little blue balls, but they're not feeling it. Or she's feeling like something and she feels like you're moody and all messy, and then you mess up the night for her. And she was already cooking in her head how she was going to get down that night, right? So pushing rules and regulations, as good as they can be for any kind of structure, it can work against you.
I don't like rules. I like guidelines.
It can work against you. Why? Because there's another human being involved. See, when you set rules for yourself, you set rules for yourself. At the beginning of the year, you said New Year resolution, right? How long does it take you before you break it?
For you to break it.
Okay.
That's true.
You're probably going to break it in the first 3 days. You forget about the rules you set, all right? And just think about if this person was part of your body right now. Now you need to apply grace, because in reality there are two different individuals, but you apply grace and they might feel differently sometimes. Okay, just leaving some room for that will get you more kerewa. Did you hear what I just said? I don't think it was loud enough.
Maybe you're dramatic.
Just being aware of that enough.
Oh my God.
Will get you more kerewa than bitching and moaning about not getting kerewa. Okay, that's just one thing. There are probably 4 other things. Your particular situation will vary from people to people, right? That's enough. So now, 48 hours, you can have lots of moments where it's 48 hours and it feels like you're doing back to back. You're going to have those weeks that it's just dry.
Dry moments.
Okay? You're going to... But here's what I want you to start thinking about in 2023, if you're listening to me. It's not about how often. How often matters. Because if you haven't done it in 3 months, marriage doesn't exist, okay?
According to the Muslim
Muslim religion, to the Islam religion, right?
Yeah.
But no, I adopted it. I'm not Muslim. So now after if you tend to be going almost 2 weeks before you do it, that's not healthy too. That's a lot of room for division to come into your relationship.
Right.
Okay. That's a lot of room for division to come into you're giving the devil all kind of space. That's what you're doing by waiting, almost going to 2 weeks every time. There's so much that's happened in 2 weeks, right? So it's very important to pay attention to that too. Now, in terms of it must be 48 hours, no, it's not about 48 hours. It'd be nice, but what about, are you having a good experience? Are you creating an unforgettable experience every single time? It's not about how often, to an extent, okay? It's not about how often,
want it all the time,
right? But how well. See, how well, if you do quickie or non-quickie, how well
was the experience?
did it go into here? Like somebody said I was Agbo earlier. Did you feel it as Igbo? Right? How well was it done? It's what you should be focused on as opposed to how often. And it starts with, gentlemen, let me speak to you. It starts with, if she feels heard, you can penetrate everything. Okay? If she doesn't feel heard, everything closes up. Everything shuts down, right?
Penetrate everything minus 1.
Yeah, that's BS. I try to make her feel heard. You see that attitude? That's your problem. That's your problem. That attitude right there. But I tried that, it didn't work. You know?
Well, you had no patience.
What do you mean it didn't work? First of all, what does it didn't work mean?
Because you
what happened there?
Because you're looking for immediate, you want to fix it immediately and you want it to work now. You have to have patience.
Yeah, it's not. We're talking about you're trying to stimulate somebody mentally, emotionally, right? So your actions towards the direction of right and wrong will work against you all the time. Okay, the right thing she should do is give you some all the time. It doesn't mean you're still not getting some.
So you want a PT Kirewa?
If you're like most of us regular guys, I don't know what kind of person you are. You're not going to enjoy PT Kirewa anyway. You won't.
That's gross.
So it's, for me personally, is the experience, and I think a lot of people that may not have had good experience in terms of proper Kirewa experience, like all that kind of, right? If you haven't done that, you are chasing after a little tail just for a quickie, and you're missing out big time. You know, you're missing out big time. And I'll just say, in terms of schedule, just be unrealistic expectation can actually make it worse for you. Okay, you're dealing with another human being. I think once a week, on average, is healthy. There are weeks you might do 3. There are weeks it might be nothing. There may be weeks that it might be 2. There may be weeks like that right there. If you're making each time a good experience, if you as a lady make sure you put in your effort as well to make it a good experience, right? Do what you have to do. Find out, learn about your own body so that you both can have it. If he feels like it's making you do that, he's not going anywhere.
And men need to learn to seduce their partners. I'm sorry. Come on.
What does that mean, baby? How do I seduce you?
I don't know.
Was that one of it? What I just did?
No,
did that work on you? Did that work on you just now?
No, baby. You know what I've noticed?
What?
I will just see you in the kitchen, washing plates.
When's the last time I did that?
Pots. I'm like, act of service. This guy, you don't get me. I mean, I like it.
I do.
I like it when
I
you're
used to do it for you,
caring.
but these days, looks like I'm doing it for my boy.
You're doing it for your boy?
Yeah, because my boy is the one who is doing the shorts now. So, well, no for So these days, I feel like I'm doing it for him.
Oh, you don't still feel like you're doing it for me?
I said I used to do it for you, but these days, you're not the one doing it for me.
Well, that's not the only act of service.
I think it's the pots. The pots, when I get the pots.
Yeah, when you get the pots.
Yeah.
And everything is nice and clean. I'm like,
So you notice?
Of course, baby.
Oh, I didn't know you
My
noticed.
love language is acts of service. I notice when you do anything for me. I know.
All right.
And then I naturally just want to give back to you, even if.
So now you owe me. You know, earlier on TV's platform, they said, "Who owes people?" I said, "Oh, romantic." It's your responsibility to make other people, make them feel like they owe you. That's seduction.
Right. Like they want to give to you.
You orchestrate it and they orchestrate like you're. Listen, that's why it says that's too much work. You're not ready for more kerewa. Sorry.
Yeah, because people feel like once they are married, they don't need to continue seducing each other.
You used the language earlier. So you're bribing?
Bribing for sex. For kerewa. Sorry.
I see where you're coming from there, but actually, when I do what she just said, I do it for me. That's my house.
Yeah.
It's my house. What do you mean bribing? This is my household, right?
And is there anything too much to do for your spouse? It's your spouse.
Yeah. And whenever I sit down and I think about what they would think we turn it to Kenny right now. I don't want to talk it to Kumbaya, but let me say this one last one. You know, if I sit down and I list out what I appreciate about you, priceless.
Aww,
you can't even use the word
so
bribe. Like that sound. It's only people that lack experience that talk like that. They're all over the internet. They lack experience of they've had bad experience. I understand. Too, if you've had bad experiences, I have empathy with you. But that's why you're saying like, so you just bribe? Like, oh my show. No, it's not bribe. The way she returns that back to me is you can't match that. You know? What about her? Do I return back to her? Dude, I'm the price. What do you think?
See confidence.
Anyway. Okay. We'll be right back.
I like it.
Yeah.